You ever just wonder why we're here?
Yes, all the time, honestly. Can't even lie to you.
Why?
Attention wrestling fans, you're in the blast zone for the only podcast where we blow kayfabe wide open and let you know what it really takes to become a professional wrestler. Presented by America's Academy of Professional Wrestling, this is the Buckle Bomb, and you're about to get blown up.
Welcome back, wrestling fans, to the Buckle Bomb, presented by AAPW. I am Buck Bomber, and we are back in the bomb shelter, joined by the craziest man in Texas wrestling, Insane.
El más chingón de Austin.
And Maxwell Wentworth.
I don't think that was very appropriate.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what he said, but it sounded kind of inappropriate. Hey.
Oh, I don't even think about it anymore.
Just admit it, I am. Just say yes.
Yeah, all right, maybe.
All right. So, how's wrestling?
You go ahead.
Wrestling's going pretty good, man. I'm doing death matches and all that. It's crazy. It's fun. I see this guy next to me. He's doing tag team matches, winning championships. Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Like, I mean, I didn't get a chance to dive off that ladder in that ladder match, but I did something fun. I'd love to get in that death match scene though. That looks like
Weapons are sure fun.
Oh yeah.
So, speaking of death matches and jumping off ladders, this week's topic is the limit. Where's the limit? Like, how much are you willing to put in? How much are you willing to risk? So that's specifically why we got Insane in here, because I don't think anybody in Texas does as much as you do when it comes to dangerous objects and dangerous things.
I love the compliment, but there actually is a great Texas deathmatch scene at the moment.
Who else? Who else? Put him over.
For sure, Aaron Mercer. He has been busting his ass, doing any kind of wrestling and deathmatch, and he's proven it that he can do it all. Mm-hmm. And dude is crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's just one. Stud Stash. You guys saw what we did in that trilogy.
Stud Stash is wild.
Yeah, we just definitely have a good deathmatch community at the moment here in Texas. And now Ruben Steele also just came back from injury, which I'm really, really glad to see. Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Definitely.
Whether you're looking like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, because I want to get in on this. Like, what? I don't.
Why don't you?
I'm waiting on my chance. Shoot, I just love any opportunity to get into a death match. Like I watched, like not to sound like a mark or anything, but I was watching Insane and Stud Sash go at it, and like I was mesmerized. Like I'm just like I want to get hit with a light tube. Like ever since I was a kid, just seeing it, watching it on YouTube, and just things like that. It was just always. It's just so great to see. Like most people, like they see it. Like I saw a guy in the crowd. His jaw was dropped the whole match. I'm just like looking. I was dying laughing because I did not. I'm pretty sure he had no saliva left because like it was just jaw dropped the whole time.
All right. So now that we've put over the entirety of the community, why? Why when you could just get in the ring, lock up, do a suplex, do a body slam, sunset flip, or a flying headbutt like you do, why do you choose to get in there with some goddamn barbed wire, fluorescent tubes full of that toxic powder stuff, and nails and Legos and thumbtacks and all that? Why? Tell me.
Because violence is the answer. No, I'm kidding. I know that was a question for him, but like, I mean, like, not to sound crazy, but I mean, violence is it's interesting. Like, just adding more to it because the base of a match already is just extremely interesting. You just love to see it. Love to see the chemistry and the can't think of the other word. The psychology. There it is. The psychology in it. But adding in that extra aspect with that weapon, with that light tube, and everything, it just. It escalates it to a whole nother level, and then the creativity that a lot of people have with it too. Like, but I forget what Stash's thingy was called. It's like,
oh yeah, what's her name?
I was about to say Marlene or something, but I think that's
Misery.
Misery.
That Harley Fender, he put thumbtacks on it, a gusset plate, and it's like actual steel. That he backfisted me once with it on at heavy metal, and that was it. That was the match. That was it. Like, there's no getting up from that. But to answer your question, why? I couldn't pinpoint exactly why. I just honestly, I grew up watching this kinds of wrestling, like ZZW. Like backyard wrestling too, like those DVDs. I don't know if you know them.
No.
Yeah, so those backyard DVDs, I that's what I grew up in watching, and not only that, I was also like a regular wrestling and lucha fan. So I started watching all of it, and I thought it was normal. And once I knew I was in the business, I knew I eventually one day was going to try that. But at first, I wanted to be a good wrestler and then show everyone deathmatch is not my way out of not knowing how to wrestle.
Right, because there's the stigma that
exactly.
people who do hardcore matches, people who do death matches,
exactly.
They're not trained. They're just some guys swinging stuff around.
Exactly. And, yeah, it actually, you got to know how to hit and get hit, and it's way more different, and you just got to be aware of it. And yeah, that's why like I said, I wanted to be a good wrestler to prove it to everyone, and then show them that I can also get down in deathmatch and like hardcore kinds of I still know how to wrestle.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, he made me feel like a toddler because he was talking about watching backyard wrestling and stuff. He said DVDs. I was about to say YouTube. When he said DVDs, I was like what was that one promotion you said?
CZW?
You said CZW. Mm-hmm. I was about to say something like I think they're located in Texas. It was like ESW or something like that. I don't know if it's bad that I said that, but
you lost me there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That was like I wouldn't say promotion, but they were something my whole middle school up to high school, I was watching all their videos. They'd post every week, and they were doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It was most guys had that trampoline. They were trampoline to dirt, just slamming each other on dirt and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Nice. So, why the table on the outside covered in barbed wire? Because I see you do that every death match you do here. If there's a table with barbed wire on the outside, you're going off the top into it. I'm just like, how do you survive that? I've been doing this. I know how to fall out of the ring and stuff like that. I know how to come off the top. I've never gone off the top rope to the outside. That's like I was talking about before, limits. That's beyond my limit. I'm like,
right.
No thanks. I'll go over the top rope, but I'm not going off the top rope on the outside. Like that ain't me. But why is that you? Why?
Honestly, I feel that since I started doing death matches it's been like a year now. Mm-hmm. I started feeling more free. I started to know who I really was.
It was kind of just like balls to the wall. Just
right.
It's like F it, life's a risk.
And not only that, also, I was in a really, really bad shape emotionally.
Oh.
And wrestling was the only thing at the moment. And at one point I was like, fuck it. I tried everything, and why not give wrestling 100%? And my limits just went a little higher, and trying to make something out of insane.
Right. And speaking of limits, there are times where I'm just like, I will never do that. I'm not going to do that until I'm asked, and then I go, I mean, I could, I guess. Like I always told myself I was never going to blade.
Right.
And first time Pops was like, hey, why don't you blade? And I'm like, he's like, I'll pay you extra. And I'm like, okay. I was like, God, I'm kind of a whore, but okay. Man, and I goofed that one up. I have a big vein in my forehead, like right around here. Like if I exert myself, it shows up great. When I went under the ring, pulled out one of them little blades, I was like, boop. I missed it like 5 times. Like I was doing little pokes, I was getting blood, and I was like, come on. Wait, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta crawl back up. And like I got a little bit of blood, but man, Manny juiced that show too, and he had like a red mask on, and I was like, why doesn't mine look like that?
Like, what did I do?
I know, like, what did I do wrong? And then I look, and I'm like, oh, I missed completely.
I was like, I kind of see the mark right there. Like as soon as you said something about the vein, I just immediately started staring at your forehead.
Oh no, that's a. Oh, you talking about the vein or the?
I'm talking about both. Like I see like a little mark, but then I like when you said something about the vein, I just see it like in the middle. It's just kind of.
Oh, this scar is from when I was like 1. My brother pushed me into a coffee table.
1. That's crazy.
Yeah.
1 is crazy. Hey, he got a head start.
I know, a head start.
I see what you did there.
Wentworth, what limits have you pushed beyond?
Shoot, I'd say I don't even know. I haven't gotten a chance to really go anywhere farther out than those like the bases. Yet, like the most I'd say was diving to the outside with no padding.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like, man, you've dived to the outside.
Yeah, because like I mean, originally I was like, dang, there's no padding right there. What if I slip or something? But then like I had an idea with one match, and I was like, you know what? F it. And then instead of a suicide dive, I ended up flipping over the rope. I cleared it a lot better than I thought. I thought I was going to clip my legs or something. Yeah. I thought of so many different things that were going to go wrong.
Going outside the ring, it's always scary, man. Honestly, I've never actually done a tope suicida because I'm scared of those. Mm. And I'm like, nope. So I always, every time I go out, I do a front flip over.
So you're making me feel like the daredevil. You're the deathmatch connoisseur over here.
Like the most I ever do is I just kind of fall out over the top rope on the outside, and I'm actually pretty comfortable doing that because it's like the one thing I do. And also I'm always like, I can't go through the middle rope, like between the top and the middle, because I always catch my feet no matter what.
Yes, and that's scary.
I feel like I thought about doing it. I feel like that's why I go over and do the what is it? It's called the conilo, right? The flip over the
the front flip. Yeah,
just the front flip. I would call it the flip. But that's usually why I do that, because like when it comes to going in between, I feel like I can do it, but at the same time I feel like for some reason halfway through I'm gonna just jerk it, and like my foot's gonna get stuck.
I can't go out of the ring backwards either. That's
yes.
Which I'm glad I learned how to, though, because were you there that day when the rope snapped during practice?
Oh man, that was scary.
How do you think I feel?
Yeah, you're the one that got it.
For anybody who doesn't know, God, it was so funny. Austin James was hitting the rope, and we heard a sound, and it was like,
yeah, and then it got loose. Click.
And he was like, hey, I think something's wrong with the ropes. Then Michael Arrow goes to hit the ropes.
I still hit the ropes too, and then it was yeah.
I just remember it was Austin James, Michael, and then I thought it was me next, and then I go for it, and then suddenly, and I'm so glad I started grabbing the middle rope before I started doing that. Rope snaps. I go out backwards, and I'm just like, in the moment, I was like, okay, I kind of know how to do this. I mean, I was on autopilot. I was like, just flip backwards, flip backwards, flip backwards. I still hit my head on the way down on the apron, but I landed on my ass, and I didn't hit my head on the concrete. And I was like, Man, that was and man, somebody was like, "Man, why you scream like a girl?" And I was like, I didn't scream though. I'm like, that was
your life flashing
what
before
was
your
her
eyes.
name? Somebody else screamed for me. God, yeah, that was wild.
But that's where all the basics come in handy, man.
Exactly.
Like, dude, that knowing your how to hit the ropes and everything saved you. So that's important, and some people overlook that sometimes too.
Yeah, man, because that's one of those moments where I was like, no, that could have been death.
Oh yeah,
That
for
was,
sure.
that could have been the end of my life. You know, if somebody would have had to call my mom and go, "Hey, your dumbass son just fell out of a damn wrestling ring and died."
All my siblings would be like, "You got the video?
Yeah, right.
Is it in HD?" I've had my fair share of head injuries throughout my life. Well, not even, I wouldn't even say injuries. I've just been hit in the head a lot, like since a kid. Like I remember when I was younger, I was at a cousin's house. We were outside playing tag. For some reason, instead of having a regular fence, his neighbors had just a wire, a thick little metal wire, and my aunt told us, "Watch out for the wire." Of course, we're children. We're not listening.
Right.
Playing tag. "Oh, I'm going to tag you." Boom. That was the first clothesline I ever received. Straight across the eye. Straight across the eye.
Literally.
Jeez. How about limits in traveling? Anywhere you won't go to wrestle?
Considering I haven't really traveled there. But I mean, as much as I say I wouldn't go far, I feel like I'd go anywhere, in all honesty. Because, I mean, that's exposure.
Would you
That's
go to
an
a war
opportunity.
zone in another country?
Define a war
across
zone.
the ocean?
Define a war zone.
I don't know where war's going on.
What do you mean by that?
Gun shooting?
What do you mean by that?
that?
The pew pew. Okay. Yeah.
The grata.
Why, yeah. Why? Yeah. Why not? Like I said, life is a risk. You won't get anywhere if you don't take that risk.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
maybe we'll see some random famous person or something. He'll be like, "Hey, you came to the war zone. I came here too." You know?
Well, I always thought Tribute to the Truth was pretty cool.
Exactly.
I always thought that was
Yeah,
cool.
that's what I was gonna say. I was like, tribute to the troops.
But I don't think it was like an active war or something. But I mean, still troops were over there deployed.
Right, so it was close.
Yeah,
by.
yeah.
It's
Could
close
you
by.
could you
for
imagine
sure.
imagine like that, like someone gets slammed, it's like, "Oh, that was a thunderous body slam." It's like, that wasn't a slam.
Oh man.
Take over. Just background.
Get to the chop.
That'd be crazy.
Bro. Oh my god.
Don't cancel me. Sorry. All right, next question. Let's go. I'm sorry.
Would you go to the moon to wrestle?
What? So I'm assuming this is like 2050 and we can breathe.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah. What? I'm doing. I don't even know a 360 times 12. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna do a lot
Right.
of flips in there.
No, I was thinking about the other day. I was talking to somebody. I was like, you know what? We're limited by how high we can jump. And someone was like, what if we go wrestle in space?
It's gonna be like Spider-Man versus Spider-Man in the first movie,
Right?
jumping on the cage.
Hey, I love that clip of the
I'm
movie,
saying.
bro. That was like, and then Macho Man.
Yeah.
I got 5 minutes of playtime with you, brother. All right.
Bullseye's ready. Man, but how often did you ever think of that scene? Like, when I remember I thought of that scene the first time that I went out in my ridiculous attire. I thought about Spider-Man in his quickly put together costume. And I was like, that's how I feel right now.
Oh yeah, my name is the Human Spider.
Bruce Campbell's like, that name sucks.
Like, yeah, no.
Oh, dude, and then how he walks out, the amazing Spider-Man, and he's like, that's
You
not
got
my name.
wrong. That's not my name.
Bro, how many times has that happened to you?
Bro, have you ever came out to a song that's not your song?
Not yet. I'm hoping that's
I don't actually think I've had that happen yet.
Really? I have an interesting story about that.
I do remember one time, instead of my music, they told me, they were like, you're gonna come out to Dark Star's music instead, and I'm like, without him. I don't know why I'm like, I don't know about walking out to Hate Breed on my own. No, there's a time. And I was just hey, everybody.
Just start
I'm a
flailing your
millionaire.
beard.
It's me. Man, it was ridiculous. So, your story?
So this was back at AAPW. I was barely starting. This was like probably like 20th match, and it was like a scramble, and I don't know if anyone remembers except for Buck Bunner and
the bun runner. Big bun.
oh, there's a vein.
What?
It's kind of like a butt
vein.
chin.
Oh, you see the vein. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, Johnny Cruz, I replaced him, and nobody actually took my song, and they were like, "All right, your match is next," and apparently everybody else came out, and I was like, "I wonder when my music's gonna hit." So Johnny Cruz is bump it up. So I'm like, that's my cue. I'm going out. So I was like dancing to it, and I'm like, "Damn it, CJ."
So, is it worst to come out to no music or the wrong music? Because I have come out to no music, and I hate that.
That sounds so awkward, honestly, and I'm glad I have not had that yet.
It is, and the nice thing about my gimmick is that I can walk out and go, "Where's my damn music?
Right, you can play it off.
Turn on my damn music. I'm gonna walk back, and when I come back again, my damn music better be started." Because I'm just like, come on, man, like this. I don't know. I hate it.
I mean, shoot, as long as the crowd gets into it, I feel like you can get away with it. If there's no music in the crowd, it still pops and they see you come out, I feel like you can still milk it in a certain sense, and then gotta hope they start the next guys before that awkward silence really takes over.
You know who killed his music not coming on? It was a convention show. We were doing it at like a local convention. Prince Adam's music never came on, and then he comes out and he's like, "Mama just killed a man." And people start singing along. Putting out
nice.
his head.
Nice.
Commentators are like, "Pull my trigger, now he's dead." And I'm like, okay.
Now imagine that crowd full of like millennials, like just straight kids. Everybody's just looking at him like, what is he saying? What is he talking about?
Why is he saying "mama"? Is he like a baby?
Like, someone get this crazy guy out of here.
Yeah. Oh, he killed a guy. That's a weird angle. Oh, he's telling the story. Okay.
Maybe this is part of the show. Maybe.
Yeah.
Here, I gotta. You want to hear another story of me
Go ahead.
getting hit in the head?
Sure.
Yeah, I want to say I was slightly older than when I want to say when I ran into that wire. I was probably like about single digits, probably like maybe 9, maybe. And then I want to say this was like 4th grade. I'm out with some friends. We're at somebody's house playing basketball. They have the basketball go all the way up. It's like at the full 10 feet. I'm standing there, not even looking. No one says anything. Just suddenly, boom, get hit. Basketball go fell down and hit me in the back of the head, full straight.
Jesus.
Like I didn't fall. I didn't pass out. I just like kind of turned around. I was like, "What happened?" They're like, everybody's laughing. I'm like, what happened? They're like, "You just got bonked in the head with the basketball hoop." And I'm like, "Oh, really?"
How about head injuries you've taken while wrestling?
I don't even think so. I don't think I've had any.
I've had a great story, and since we mentioned Johnny Cruz, it was during practice. We were doing like sunsets off the second rope.
Ooh.
And I don't know why I got matched up with Johnny Cruz. You know, my fat ass. I'm all like, "Hey, are you sure?" I'm like, that's a real small target for my entire person to come down on. I miss. I come down right on my head, and I'm like, I was walking with my neck like sideways for like the next day because I was like, it hurts when I hold my head up straight. I was like, I think this is the end, but apparently it was not. You know what really sucks though? When somebody like is kind of off when they do a leg drop and they just like sit on your head.
I'm glad I have not experienced that one.
Oh, it's great. I remember back when we had classes split and I would still come in on beginner day.
Ooh-wee.
I would help the beginners through things, and Pops was like, okay, lay down on the ground. People are going to do leg drops on you. Somebody missed, and just a whole ass landed on my head, and I'm just like, I was like, I gotta roll out. Pops was like, no, just stay in there and keep going. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and not. I'm going to go ahead and...
take a rain check.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done for today. Yeah, I think that's about the worst. And the first thing was worse. What about you, Insane? Any great head trauma from all that deathmatch wrestling?
Yeah, I've gotten hit with a ukulele full of thumbtacks on the back.
What the hell is that?
To the head.
That's such a good idea.
Why is it full of thumbtacks?
That's such a good idea. I like.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when it breaks, yeah, but I'm just
Small. It would be harder.
Just hear the strings
was.
break. The strings breaking.
But yeah, that was for the Texas tournament that Wrestle Rave had, and I was wrestling Idol Boy, and I pulled it out, and he used it on me.
classic.
Yeah. What else? Oh, there was a time I was supposed to get the 3D by Christopher Black and Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
And Christopher, he lifted me up really well.
This. Yeah, their timing was off.
Yeah, but
Man, those are my boys.
Leroy,
I love those guys.
I love him too, and I've had great matches with him. Just that particular match wasn't. It was something wrong with us.
Was that the tag team tournament?
Was it?
I feel like it was.
I'm not sure, but I've for sure lost on that one because I took that 3D and landed on my head because Leroy was late, and then after that we were doing a spot where they were supposedly messing with my neck, and they put a chair like around my neck and stomped on it.
Oh no, they messed that up?
No, but I mean they still did it, and it was funny because we worked my mom, and she asked me about the chair. She was like, "Are you okay? It's like your neck with the chair." I'm like, "Mom, you don't even know. Like, I almost died with a 3D, and you're worried about the chair."
Speaking of moms, like I think I broke kayfabe to my mom like too soon, too early, because I remember I fell out of the ring one time, and I was really selling. I was like, man, she's got to be like so worried. Nah, I got a text. She was like, okay, I left because your match is done, and I'm like, you ain't worried about me or something? And she's like, no, you said you're a professional. I'm like,
You said you're a professional.
Damn.
You got this. You're grown. Walk it off. That's literally what she said.
You're a big boy.
no, pretty much. And I'm like, hey, Mom, you like worried about me doing this stuff? And she's like, it's your life. Do what you want.
You sign the dotted line. You
Right.
deal with the consequences.
Dude,
Right?
how about your family, man? How are they feeling about this?
I mean, my younger brother is pretty. Well, my two youngest, my little brother and my little sister, are pretty high about it. Like, my younger brother, he's like about 6 years younger than me. Like, we both grew up watching wrestling. We used to wrestle around in the living room and stuff. We made paper belts out of notebook paper. That was, so much tape was used. So much tape was used. Like, matter of fact, I got a story about that too. Like, me and him were wrestling in our bedroom. I told him to jump down. This kid jumps across the room. I'm 5 feet away from him. He jumps an extra 10 feet across the room, splits his eyebrow on the TV stand. Me being the kid I am, I said, grab a Band-Aid. I said, grab a Band-Aid. Because my mom's downstairs on the phone. I just know what's going to happen. And that was a pretty good punishment. That's all I'm going to say.
So, speaking of limits, we have reached the time limit, so it's time for the best part of Buckle Bomb. AAPW! Always be plugging. Maxwell Wentworth, what do you have coming up?
You know, I think I want to call this a grudge match, considering what happened this past Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
When we got this tag team rematch, this grudge match against Viva La Rasta this Saturday. You know, I think, me and Me and Houston are gonna really have to put some boots to asses.
And just a reminder for the people at home, these episodes come out a week later, so that has already happened.
Or did it?
He probably already beat him.
Yeah. All right, Insane. What do you got coming up?
I got big projects coming. I'm focusing on different things, but also trying still the wrestling thing. I've been practicing MMA and boxing too, so yeah, that's a hell of fun. I did one match. What?
I said, don't hit me, bro.
Yeah, I've been doing that. See where that leads, but yeah, I got good things coming.
Nice.
Stay tuned, guys.
Very nice. And don't forget to plug your social medias, guys.
So follow me on Instagram at @TheRealWentworth.
All right.
And luchador.insane.
All right. Hey, guys, what happens on 4th of July?
I don't know. Fireworks? What happened?
Yeah, explosions!
Boom.